unfortunately.
Okay.
I wish it did. If you can find the wireless mouse though, which is right behind the monitor, I can see it there. Yeah. And if you make sure it's on, it should work when you click it. Yeah. There you go. So, it's recording. Whenever you want to start, feel free.
Where do you want me to look, at the camera or like
I'll-
I'm giving the speech?
Either way is fine, just like
Okay.
you're giving your speech.
Okay. You take a look at someone who seems to be out of their minds. They're jumping up and down, flailing all around, their body shirtless, painted in bright colors, screaming and wailing in tones that would drive most known animals miles away. And yet they continue this bizarre cultural practice every week to satisfy the culture in which they've grown up in. Now take another person. This person, a little bit more quiet, introverted, likes to get together with friends to discuss literature and ideas, maybe plan an outdoor outing where they can get together with friends and enjoy the fresh air, or maybe a grape gathering where a bunch of people can come together and socialize. Now, which person do you think our society would more accurately choose, would look with more favor on? The answer would be the first one, because the first one was a football fan, and the second is what would be characterized mostly as a science fiction nerd. Both these people were interested in their interests to the same degree, and they could be characterized to belong to a fandom. Yet society would smile at one and frown on the other. So what is a fandom? How do they apply to us, and why does our society choose favorites? First, we'll talk about what exactly is a fandom. Second, we'll look at their size and numbers and how they can influence in large groups. And thirdly, we'll take a look at how these fandoms affect us personally. So what is a fandom? A 2013 article published by Critical Studies and Critical Communication with Mel Stanford stated a fandom as, quote, "A fandom can either refer to the state of being a fan, a large collective group of fans, or just a general term as in anyone who is a fan of anything." However, the modern connotation of this word seems to refer to more to the geeky aspect of the fandom. And while modern versions of fandoms vary in size and topic, there are a few notable examples we can take a look at for fandoms. Firstly, otakus, one of the major fandoms of these days. Otakus are fans who are interested in Japanese culture, namely anime or manga, graphic novels, and animation from Japan, respectively. One key aspect of this fandom, and a lot of others for that matter, is cosplay, which is the term for dressing up and acting out as a character from your interest. While otakus are a big fandom, there are certainly many more. Another key major modern fandom, which might be looked at as more bizarrely from a modern cultural perspective, are furries. Furries are a fandom that are interested in anthropomorphic animals, animals that can walk, talk, do human things. Think Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck. These people create their own versions of themselves, or a fursona, exchange artwork and ideas online, and if they want to go to the true measure, to the fullest aspect of the fandom, they can wear a fursuit, which is essentially a customized mascot outfit. Another fandom is the rail fanners. Like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory, they like trains, railroading, all aspects of it. They might achieve this through running simulation software, having model trains, or even just going out and filming trains. They're one of the oldest fandoms there are, and are also colloquially called foamers, as in they're so excited when they see trains, they're literally foaming at the mouth. One key example can be seen here.
They're not ashamed to look.
And another fandom.
I speak, of course, of Brody.
You can go back
And
and
Okay.
do the video.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I am finally gonna get a heritage in that kid!
example of a modern day fandom is a particularly new one. It only was founded in 2011, but since then has taken the world and the media by surprise and storm.
They're not ashamed to love a bright pink mane. I speak, of course, of bronies. Brony, and I am a brony. Brony, 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 brony. So, really, what's behind this?
A brony is a male fan of the popular kids' TV show, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Period. Moving on. So obviously these fandoms range in topic and variety, but how large are they? I mean, every little organization or community seems to have their own colorful characters. I mean, are these people really that large in numbers? Do they have any effect whatsoever? The answer is surprisingly yes. One way we can look at how popular these fandoms are by the conventions they hold, some of the largest gatherings of modern day fandoms. A convention is where all sorts of people will come from all over the nation to exchange art, dress up, just meet other people of the fandom. And convention numbers are surprisingly high for these fandoms. Take Anthrocon, for instance, the USA's largest furry convention, which drew 5,500 attendees. BronyCon got even more with 8,400. But some of the biggest, Comic-Con and Anime Expo, drew 130,000 to 165,000 attendees respectively. A bigger aspect of how big these fandoms are is how much income and revenue they bring in for the local economy. For instance, Anthrocon brought in $6.4 million for the local Pittsburgh area. Anime Expo brought in $21 million for LA. And Comic-Con, probably the most well-known and advertised convention there is, drew in a whopping $180 million for the local San Diego area. To put that into perspective, the Super Bowl draws in $300 million. So these fandoms are obviously large in numbers, but what sort of influence do they have on modern day society? In Mel Stanford's article in Critical Studies in Media Communication, he takes a look at how our society views luxuries and his society's view on how much luxuries a person should consume, and the perceived overindulgence of luxuries as perceived by a member of a fandom conveys to society a perceived image of immaturity. Like a kid in a candy store who will just keep eating candy no matter how unhealthy it is for them, society takes a look at the same way of people at fandoms. It should be no surprise then, however, that a sad stereotype that society has developed toward fandoms is that they are made up of mostly kids, teens, or at best, immature adults. Yet, as our society grows and views change on what a successful lifestyle can be defined as, views toward fandoms changes as well. Fandoms that were once shunned by society are now being asked to join into society. Companies are even going after them. One reason for this is the perceived cultural change, of course, but probably a bigger factor is money. Companies have caught on to the fact that they can make a quick buck off these fandoms and are now actively trying to get these fandoms their interest for a good profit margin. Companies have even gone so far as to change complete product lines and overhaul their products in order to appease members of fandoms. One instance of this is Hasbro, who has changed and released specific products catered to bronies to be sold at Comic-Con. Yet at the same time, while these fandoms are exerting a certain sort of influence over their companies, the companies are also pushing back with their power, reminding them who exactly owns the franchise. In the same way, Hasbro has also forcibly shut down aspects of the brony fandom by influencing their copyright over the franchise. The mere fact that these fandoms can change multi-billion-dollar corporations' actions, engaging in this push and pull of struggle of power, can truly be a testament to how influential these modern-day fandoms are. No matter where you are, in the city, in the country, or just a suburb, chances are there will always be someone who is a member of a fandom next to you. As communication and technology grow, these fandoms will only get larger and more influential. No matter where you are, there will always be someone next to you who is a fan and willing to cheer on their interests, whether it be a celebrity, music, or even a football team. Go Broncos.